All right, so there's a new app for Android phones that came out early this month that allows Android users to text iPhone users through iMessage. There's been multiple apps that allows Android users to text through iMessage before, but they're either sketchy, aren't very secure, or don't last too long. But Beeper Mini is probably the best way for Android users to text iPhone users on iMessage. It's done end-to-end encrypted, so the same way that iPhones text other iPhones through iMessage, same secure process and protocol, and you can do it very seamlessly. If you have an Apple ID, then you can do this very easily and it won't even feel like a gimmick or something that's very convoluted. Let's get right into my usage with it and what I think about this process for Android users to text iPhone users. All right, so this is how I got the iMessage app called Beeper Mini on my Galaxy Z Flip 5. So I went on my iPhone and went on beeper.com. So if you go on Beeper's website through an iPhone, they give you 3 codes that you can send to your friends so they can sign up for Beeper for a whole month for free. I did this process, so I went on my iPhone, sent the link to myself, and got Beeper Mini for free for a whole month, and I was able to use it. So when I'm texting, I logged in with my Apple ID. So I didn't use a phone number. I have my Apple ID that I use, and I was able to log in through that. And it allowed me to text through iMessage. It looks exactly like the regular iMessage. So whoever's receiving the message won't even know they're using an Android. They'll just see that they're getting iMessage and they'll receive it like if you're using an iPhone. But you're using the Beeper Mini app, so for you it is different. There are some things that you can't do on the Beeper Mini app, for example iMessage games or stickers, but you can do the basic things like reactions. You can see read receipts. You can actually go into group chats just like you could do with iPhone. If you're just looking for a way to text your friends through iMessage, this is the best way possible because the setup process is very easy. You just have to put your Apple ID and that's pretty much it. You can connect it to your phone number, so you can get text messages as well. Simply putting your Apple ID on it is the easiest way. Again, it is end-to-end encrypted, so you don't have to worry about putting your Apple ID because other services that allows you to text through iMessage isn't that secure because it's relaying your information to a MAC server, and then that MAC server is sending that information to the person that you're texting. But with this process is end-to-end encrypted straight from device. So it's basically like if you're using your iPhone. And with the Galaxy Z Flip 5, I can actually open the Beeper Mini app straight from the lock screen. So if I go here, I have the Beeper Mini app over here, and I can just click on it and start texting away. So I can just text through the lock screen, and that's pretty cool. That's one of the things that you actually can enjoy with the fact that the Beeper Mini is on Android, because you can use the different capabilities of different Android phones and take advantage of that. With the iPhone, there is some advantages of using iMessage through the iPhone, but there are also different advantages that you can have with Beeper Mini on the Android side. So that is the process of using the Beeper Mini. And yeah, so far so good. I haven't had any bugs, any issues. The messages do show up on my other Apple devices. So if you look on my MacBook and my iPad, I can see all of my text messages over there. Even on my iPhone, I do see the messages that I'm sending, and there's not a delay. So once I send it, it shows up on the other devices right away. And the fact that it actually links is actually pretty cool because I don't need to carry my iPhone. I can bring my Galaxy Z Flip 5 and I can bring my iPad around, and I can still use iMessage through these devices without any issues. There is something that you might want to be cautious of when you're going with the Beeper Mini. So let's get right into why you might not want to go with the Beeper Mini on your Android as a way to text other iPhones. All right, so here's the catch with the Beeper Mini app on your Android phone. So the Beeper CEO did announce that Apple would not be able to shut it down without changing the whole protocol for their iMessage app. And we did realize that that's not completely true because a few days later, Apple was able to shut it down very quickly without any hesitation. And that just scared a lot of people from trying the service. But Beeper still continued. They still tried to bring this app back, and a few days later again they brought it back alive. But here's the thing, if a service is not that reliable and Apple's continuously trying to shut it down, you might not want to rely on it. It might work a few days and then a few days it doesn't work. It might work again. It might not work again after that. And you don't really want to rely on a service that can be shut down by Apple, the biggest company in the world that has unlimited resources to continue to shut it down versus a new, smaller company that is trying to use iMessage on other devices. Do you want to rely on this? I don't think so. And the claim that Apple would not be able to shut it down without changing the whole protocol for iMessage, it might be true. But Apple might have thought about this a long time ago and have backups or something in store for that situation. The fact that Apple responded so quick is kind of amazing. And by the time I'm making this video, it's possible that by the time it's posted on YouTube, that Apple already shut down the Beeper Mini again and that you will not be able to use it. Who knows? I am recording this on December 12th, but let's see if Apple can shut it down before it gets uploaded. If it does get shut down, you might gonna have to wait till Beeper comes up with another solution to bring it back up, but it did take a few days for Beeper to come up with a solution. So yeah, it's a roller coaster right now. It is a battle between Beeper and Apple, and it does seem that the people are on Beeper's side because they feel like iMessage should just be across the board available for everyone. But some people do believe that iMessage is not simply just a feature, but also a product, and that comes with the iPhone. So what do you think? Do you think that iMessage should be across the board for all devices? Or do you think that iMessage is an exclusive for the iPhone? Same way that PlayStation has Spider-Man as an exclusive or God of War as an exclusive. All these different exclusives do bring people to the devices, but is iMessage good enough of a product to ship everyone from Android to iPhones? I don't know. To me, iMessage is not that much of a big deal. If you have iMessage and all your friends are on iMessage, then go ahead, do that on iMessage. But if not, then you have a bunch of different services that you can use, like WhatsApp, you have Facebook Messenger. All these different services allows you to do group chats, to talk to one another. So it's not as important as people make it out to seem. If you don't want to use it, there's a bunch of different apps that you can use. You might as well use those. But for now, the iMessage app on Android is pretty decent. So if you want to use it for what it is as of right now, I would say go for it. But you are going to be limited on functionality, which is the games, the apps that comes with iMessage, the Apple Pay through iMessage. All these different features will not be available on the Beeper Mini app. But if you want a seamless way of texting people, then the Beeper Mini is probably the best way to do it, especially if you're an Android user with a bunch of iPhone friends. All right, so this is the catch. Beeper is reverse engineering Apple's iMessage protocol in order to make the Beeper Mini app for Android phone. But people are saying that reverse engineering is hacking, and some people are saying that hacking has nothing to do with reverse engineering and that what Beeper is doing right now is actually legal. And yes, whatever Beeper is doing right now is legal, so there's nothing that Apple can really do to stop Beeper through the law. They can't stop them through blocking certain things, changing certain protocols, etc. I don't think that this is an issue of what Beeper is doing, but it's not gonna last. Apple is gonna try hard to stop this, because even if Apple had plans to bring iMessage to Android, they don't want another company doing it for them. They would rather do it themselves. Apple did bring Apple Music to the Android devices because they know that they can make money from Android users by selling their service over there. But them bringing iMessage to Android phones doesn't necessarily mean that they'll make money from it. So that's probably why they rather keep it and also just make it exclusive to iPhones to drive iPhone sales. But I'm pretty sure that if Apple does bring iMessage to Android phones, it would be a subscription and they would be able to make money from that, and they would be happy to bring it to Androids. But right now, it looks like they really want to keep it exclusive, and it's been exclusive since the dawn of the iPhone. So I don't know why right now is an issue that Apple has their own app for messaging. Don't expect for the Beeper Mini app to stay up for very long. If you have an iPhone, don't get rid of it because the Beeper Mini app is available right now. I would say just get an iPhone. Even if you're an Android user, get an iPhone as a second phone. Even if it's the old iPhone, an iPhone 6, 7, 8. So as long as you get an iPhone that you can keep if you want to take advantage of FaceTime, iMessage, and other exclusive from Apple devices, just keep one in the tuck, but don't get rid of your iPhone because of the Beeper Mini app. As long as Apple hasn't brought iMessage themselves to the Android devices, then you shouldn't rely on any other service. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I have a other video picking up this Galaxy Z Flip 5, so make sure to watch that. I will have a day in the life with the Android ecosystem. I am using the Galaxy Watch 6 and actively using the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and other Android products, so stay tuned. I will be diving deep into a bunch of different tech products, so not only Apple ecosystem, going into Android as well, other Android phones, computers, VR headsets. Like and subscribe and join me for the ride on the YouTube grind. See you guys on the next video. Peace.